All right. If people ask for the code or anything, you guys let them know. I'm going to start getting into it now. Dubai is super busy. I love it. A place that can keep up with all of our hunger here. All right, so let's walk you guys through this trade today real quickly. And then something we're going to go over today is risk management, because we discussed it on our last advanced call yesterday. And remember, I'm going to show you guys what we had marked off. There we go. This was our mark off from yesterday. So our weekly game plan calls are important. Our Monday advanced calls are important. Wednesday, Friday are general sessions where I can't really get into the details. But last night, yesterday after church afternoon, we had this markup, and that was based on the 4 hour time frame. Sundays, I usually don't trade because the market kind of swings both ways to clear out all the commotion from the weekend. But yesterday, we had this area marked off. And then once we went down to the 1 hour, it gave us a smaller area to play with. You guys see here on the 1 hour. And a lot of what is the final piece for many of you is after the 1 hour, what time frame do we go to next? This is the missing sauce that I don't really teach as much on the weekly calls because people took it for granted or stopped taking it seriously. So I stopped teaching this on the weekly calls. No point of giving them the sauce if they don't appreciate it. All right. Yes. So once you mark out your 1 hour zone within the 4 hour, your entries are going to be on the 5 minutes. So yesterday, this is what we marked off. And literally, it reacted to the T. So remember what I said yesterday. Area number 1, you risk 50%. Area number 2, you risk another 50%. Or if you want to divide your risk in 3, area number 1, 0.33 lot. Area number 2, 0.33 lot. Area number 3, 0.33 lot. So it's just based on your risk tolerance, right? But what I was saying in the group, don't go gung-ho big lots on the first entry all the time. Some of you guys can. There's nothing wrong with that. But like today, if you always stick to risk management and can divide your risk, you're going to do a lot better, right? So today, first entry was 40.48. And then our second entry was like 40.38. It still went crazy down. But because of our risk management, what happened? We survived the trade and it hit all our TPs. TP1, 54, 58, right? Mike from Ohio, he was sweating a little bit. He just did too big of a lot size, but that's okay. These are learning experiences, so you guys don't do it again. If you guys blow accounts, just understand that's part of the process. And it's because you didn't get your risk management down. Because if you did your risk management on this trade, you would have survived and killed the market, right? And so this was from last night, entry number 1 on the 5 minute. Momentum was booming like crazy. So I kind of waited a little more, a little bit closer to this area here, right? And so I still entered at 40, 48. Thanks all of you guys for the heads up. Then trade went against us, and I got in again right around here, 40.38. And because of the risk management, my account was able to hold, and we killed it. You guys understand? So a lot of what you guys are doing wrong is just placing too big of a lot size. Mr. Mike got a little bit lucky today, 0.05, 0.05, but then he had a really good entry down here, 0.05, and he made 33% on his account. Now, if you risk it for the biscuit, you can have these kind of days. You guys understand, right? But when you're just getting started on your journey, I don't recommend it, because if you blow your account, if you lose your prop firm, it's going to discourage you. And so a lot of what I do and go over in the classes is so that you guys can lose as little as possible, and you guys can get profitable in 6 months or less. But a lot of people just kind of go on their own. They stop listening. They stop taking the signals. They stop doing the basics. They over leverage. And just to remind you guys, that's going to be a lot of your journeys, regardless of what I say. But if you see this trade play out, it played out exactly to what we marked out. All right. So another thing that Mr. Patrick noticed on the regular candles was this beautiful pin bar right here. You guys see that? You guys can't see it because of all my stuff. But on the 5-minute time frame, there was a beautiful pin bar candle here. So it was already in our zone. Entry number 1, price came against us. Entry number 2, we still stuck to it. But something that Pat noticed was a beautiful pin bar at the bottom of this pattern. That would have been another confirmation for some of you. And Anthony got in here at 49.33. Other people got in here at different pricing, and we killed it. Right? And the reason why I gave the last take profit was because of this green candle here. It doesn't always come back this far. That's why I give the 40 pip, 80 pip trades as well. That's still a good take profit. But ultimately, this would have been the last area for RTP, because of this green candle here. You guys see what I mean? So price came in, 40.48 was our first entry. My TP was 40.54. 60 pips is enough for me. 100 pips at 40, at 49.58. That's totally enough for me. But this green candle is what I was looking at for our later take profit, which I posted in the group, was right around here. Okay, so whenever you guys see these reactions from these 1 hour, 4 hour zones, this is how you guys get your take profits. You guys understand? All right, so we had a risk management lesson today. We had trying not to put in a stop loss lesson today. Some of us hit our stop loss and then went our way. I know it's really hard not to put in these SLs, but learn to trust the strategy, especially when it's in these 4 hour, 1 hour zones, right? 1 hour zone here, 4 hour zone there. It's just about learning and trusting the strategy. But overall, it worked out, went our way. Take profit 1 was 60 pips. Take profit 2 was 100 pips, 49.58, which is enough for me. And then take profit 3 was all the way up here because of this green candle action here. All right. Any questions so far? Bam. 1 minute, 5 minute morning star. Great observation and analysis, Mr. Pat. Learning fast. Before I get into some more stuff, any questions, anything that's keeping you guys stuck? Smaller circle this year, right? So you guys can really, really hone in, and I can focus on the handful of you guys versus the thousands and thousands of students that we train on the regular. All right. Any questions? That's how yeah, not a problem. It happens. Better safe than blowing your account. Literally hit your stop loss. It's probably hunting you, Mr. Darren, and then went our way. But if you look at our markup, it did it exactly. Area number 1, area number 2, went a little bit to scare us out, stick to the strategy, and you would have made some money. All right, how is the meaning of pinball or candle? So what you want to do, Cyrus, and I sent most of you the Candlestick Bible in the general chat, but just go look up candlestick patterns. Pin bar. See that right here? Bullish pin bar. So I sent it to you guys, the Candlestick Bible and the general group. Go and study that and the different definitions. But this is what Pat was referring to. Is this candlestick right here. You see what this looks like, Cyrus? And then it was right there at the bottom of our trade. So the strategy was already the confirmation. This was just another confirmation. Also, you guys pointed out in the chat, the stochastic was looking good, right? So price came in, hit our areas. Stochastic was low on the 5 minute. We're getting in for sure. 49.48, 49.38 was our entries. I kept my eyes on the stochastic. And then what happened? Price took off, right? So this is the candlestick pattern right here. Pin bar. Go through the patterns, Cyrus. I will look for it in the chat or ask someone in the group, and get a copy of it again. All right. It's okay. You're learning, Mr. Willie. It's part of overcoming that fear. All right. So very, very good experience today, right? We marked this out yesterday exactly after church, before market open. It was within our 4-hour, 1-hour zones. We had these lines marked off. And where was the stochastic, you guys? Where was the stochastic? Below the 20, right? Below the 20. So it's another confirmation of my strategy. 4-hour, 1 hour zone, entry number 1, entry number 2, and the stochastic was super low. I like my chances. Remember, trading is probability plus the patterns. Probability plus the patterns. If you guys stick to it, 9 times out of 10, you guys understand price won't break through these 1 hour zones. All right. If some of you guys are still in the current trade, great job. It's heading up to our TP3. I already got out. No worries. We have the, okay, perfect. We have the printed copy. My studious Asians. just joking. Share that with Cyrus and go over the different patterns, you guys. And then whenever you see different patterns within the 4 hour, 1 hour zone, it's just giving you another confirmation. I got in regardless because of it touched my areas of interest, right? But Pat noticed this, he pointed this out, and that would have just been an extra confirmation to get into this trade. All right, so any other questions before I get into something else? Remember, Mondays are advanced classes where I get to teach you guys the stuff we don't have time for on the Wednesdays and Friday general session. Coach, my pin bar is red. I don't know. Everyone's is probably different. Just check your settings. I made my bullish candles green and I made my bearish candles red. Just check your trading view settings. Might have to do with your settings more than anything else, right? All right, no problem. No problem. This is what this group is for. Because even though I sent out signals like crazy, even though I did Zoom calls like crazy, people just kind of didn't take it very seriously. And so now I don't give them any more free game. my 15 months of ministry is up. All right. So we have all this action going on. Sunday, we marked it off. We had our areas of interest. Don't go gung-ho right when you enter the market. Just have a set amount you're willing to lose and then divide that risk, right? Some of you can divide that risk in 2. Some of you guys can divide that risk in 3. Have that set amount. I like to risk 5% of my account. But just remember, my accounts are really large. But in the beginning, it's not very exciting to only risk 5%. But later, when you get to a prop firm or later when you trade larger money, don't worry, it's gonna work out, especially now with gold, even with 0.02 lot. I mean, Justin made $1,100 yesterday. Just with the 0.02 lot strategy over and over again. Justin, he made $1,100 yesterday with 0.02 lot. He just traded a lot of trades, right? Mike Griffith made 33% today with 0.05 lot on a $450 account. Now, I don't recommend that. But as you guys practice my strategy over and over again, once you start seeing the patterns, at some point, you're going to get the confidence to trade larger. Does that make sense? But for your first 6 months, just master my strategy, the ins and the outs. The reason why a lot of these people are getting lost in the sauce is because they're not mastering one strategy in and out. They're going to YouTube. They're trying to study other things. There's nothing wrong with that. You can go ahead and do that, but it's important to kind of really like get your foundation down and master one thing before you add other things, because really, if people just use my US session new strategy, they would be profitable. If people just use my 4-hour zone strategy, they'd be profitable. They just weren't patient enough. They over leverage, right? I have a new student from Florida, Sandal. He's just following instructions. And in his first month, with only using the US new session strategy, he's already profitable, right? Some of the other people, they just don't listen. They leverage too big. They go crazy. And that's why I said on every Zoom call that your first 2 years is mastering your greed. And they were like, why do you keep saying that? I'm like, because you're not listening. Why do you keep repeating it? Because you guys aren't listening, right? And so that's just part of you guys going through it and having these experiences. Once you guys learn the basics, then we go to the next move. Once you master the chokehold, now we go for the armbar. Once you learn the armbar, now we go for the reverse upside down. You see what I'm saying? It's a process. Master one part of the strategy first, then add on different things. Your first 6 months should either be the new strategy, it should either be the 4-hour, 1-hour zone strategy, and then we go from there. Because when you start winning consistently, now you show up to more classes. Now you take my signals again and again, because when we started, everyone was excited about this game. Everybody got excited. We had thousands and thousands of people, joining our team. After 30 days, half the team was gone. They were getting distracted into different things and different strategies. Another 90 days, even more people got distracted. And there's nothing wrong with that. Full-time entrepreneurship is not cut out for everybody. Everyone's not cut out to be a full-time entrepreneur. Everyone is not cut out to be a full-time trader either. So now, with you guys understanding this, and we get to have more direct coaching calls, for the next 2 weeks, practice the news session strategy. The next 2 weeks, practice the 4-hour, 1-hour zone strategy. If you guys blew your prop firm or a second prop firm or a third prop firm, don't worry about that. Start another one and then go through the motions again, because you don't learn until you go live. You don't learn until you're at least on the prop firm, because demo is great, but how many of you guys have experienced quadrupling, 10xing your demo? Like, everyone kills the demo, right? Everyone kills the demo. So the reason why I tell people to go live, the reason why I tell people to at least do a prop firm, is because now you get some real life experience. But this time when you do, slow down and just master one strategy. Okay, I'm only going to trade London session. I'm only going to trade NY news session. I'm only going to do the 4-hour, 1-hour strategy. Does that make sense? Because when we get started, we're like getting caught up in this, we're getting caught up in that, we're revenge trading, we're over trading, we're leveraging too much. Remember, that's part of the journey, that's part of your process. But now you guys are still here with me 17 months later. So now some of you guys have graduated to freshman, a sophomore. Some of you guys are still in your first 6 months, your first semester, right? Some of you guys have graduated to sophomore. So now we're having sophomore talks. We're having freshman talks. Some of you guys are still your first, second month, so don't worry. What's important is is the next 2-3 weeks, start over, reset, and just master one strategy. London session, New York session, 4 hour, 1 hour. And as you guys do that and start becoming profitable, we will add more and more and more things to your trading arsenal. All right. I've done it by design. I've been trading people to become full time in this thing for the last 7 years. You know, God's given me all this wisdom and downloads and experience. I'm really grateful for my electricity company that taught me all the foundation, and I was able to put together this system to where I can help anyone from any background, any walk of life, go full time in 12 months or less. All right. Before Canada, I used to say 12 months or less. After I started hanging out with my smart people in Canada, people have been doing it in 6 months or less. So let's get to it. All right. So now that we have this set up with gold, I'm going to walk you guys through the same process on a different pair. All of me talking doesn't really help, okay? You guys going through it over and over again, it's going to really help. All right. So this is US oil on the daily. All right. So what is the first thing that we do on the daily time frame? And you guys can type it in the chat. Walking you guys through the steps. Make sure you guys do this on your laptop. All right. That's right. So step 1 is the weekly trend, yes, and then daily trend, absolutely. Determine the trend. All right, once we determine the trend, make sure you guys do this on your laptop because a lot of people are getting stuck because they're just not going through the motions. All right, what do we do next? Mark out our zones. All right. Which one is our sell zone? Is it this one? Is this our sell zone? Is this our sell zone? Or is this our sell zone? 1, 2, 3 candles. This is number 1, number 2, number 3. Which one is our sell zone? All right. All right. Good job. That's right. There we go. This is, you guys doing it on your own. Good job, Cyrus. Good job, Daniel. Good job, Mr. DJ. All right. 1, 2, 3. It's the third candle in the situation. Ian, all the new people. This is just for you guys learning the hands-on. All right. Candle number 3, and then we mark it off. Now, on the 4 hour, which candles am I interested in on the bottom side? The last red. Knowing price is not going to break through this 99% of the time. That's a really crazy percentage. All right, so this is my 4 hour candle on the buy side. This is my 4 hour candle on the sell side. And the reason why I choose this candle and not this candle is because of this part of the candle not being tapped. This is where the banks shoot for. You guys know it as liquidity sweep. I call it clearing out the imbalances, just like today in gold. It kind of went all the way down, cleared out the imbalance, and then went our way. So I always mark out the candle that the part of the candle that hasn't been tapped. So I usually don't use this one because this candle has covered this one. Does it make sense? So whenever I see a situation like this, I'll use this one. I use the most recent one if it hasn't been tapped yet, like this red candle here. Does that make sense, Ian? And some of our new students? Give you guys more clarity? All right. All right, Marie, Ian, all right. See? This is the stuff I can't teach on the weekly calls, right? So this is what I'm interested in now because this part of the candle hasn't been tapped. So now that we have our areas marked off on the 4 hour, what time frame do we go to next? All right. All right. All right. Good job, Raquel, Timbo. You guys got the sauce down. Marie. Okay. Now we go to the 1 hour. And I like what I see. I like this area for sure. This is a really nice area. A 1 hour zone within my 4 hour zone is my super zone. A lot of these things I taught early on, I stopped teaching it because people started acting crazy. Not a problem. I make some people a little bit of money and they think they got it. Now they are wandering in the desert. All right. And then my 1 hour within 4 hour here. So very, very clean for US oil. This is why if gold is moving too fast now, if Bitcoin is moving too fast, it's okay to pivot to US oil, Euro USD, or USD CAD. Because US oil is very, very clean. All right. Now, after the 1 hour, where do we get our entries?
Sonny, I have a question.
Yeah.
On the sell zone, why
Yeah.
we didn't took the other like green candle?
Oh, just like what I said earlier, Raquel, this green candle got wiped out by this one. You
No,
see
not
it?
that one. The one before, the one on the top.
Yeah, I'm using this one because price hasn't been tapped here.
Yeah, but if you go more to your left,
Uh-huh.
you're gonna see that one. Why not
Yeah,
that
yeah,
one?
yeah. So you're gonna mark out both, but remember, it's usually not gonna break through this one right away. Does it make sense?
Okay, got it. Yeah.
So we're gonna use this one first.
Yeah, that one is closer. Okay, I see.
If price breaks this one, we're gonna use this one.
Okay, got it.
Does that make sense?
Yes, totally.
All right.
Thank you so
All right.
much.
You see that? So if price breaks this one, then we're gonna use this one.
Yeah, see.
Great, great question. Yeah, you guys ask away. Don't, as I'm doing this stuff, that's what these classes are for. All right, that's excellent. After the 1 hour, you go to the 5 minute. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. A lot of the money in between the two. That's right. All right. So now, after the 1 hour, you go to the 5 minute. It's probably up here somewhere. I'm just gonna do this to save you guys time. And then we wait, just like today. Came from our 5 minute entries. It blew past a little bit, we still got in, and then we got in. Okay, so your entry is as soon as it taps your 5 minute area. And that's going to help you guys do really, really well. This is what Mark is doing. This is what Leo's doing. This is what Miranda's doing. This is what a lot of the people that are doing really well. Jackie, she's killing it. 37,000 last month. They are applying every single step of this and then adding some of their own things, right? But as you guys add the different pieces, this is a great foundation for you guys to carry on. All right, so great work, you guys. We walked you guys through the process here. Now, anytime before you trade, always mark it out like this. Don't pay attention to the signals. Don't pay attention to other stuff going on. Just do your own markups and then use my signals as an extra confirmation. Okay? Because that's just going to help you lose a lot less. All right. How do you, but sometimes, yes, if I send a call, just get in because a lot of times it works out. How do you choose your 5 minute candles? So, Miss Marie, remember, it's the same. Oh, I lined it up exactly without even going to the 5 minute. That's how long I've been doing this. The last red candle before the green on the 5 minute. That is crazy. I put the line exactly without even going down to the 5 minute. 62.54. Buy limits for US oil 62.54. All right. Yeah, see, I used to give it to all the other groups, but they just kind of stopped trying hard. All right. Now on the sell side, well, I missed this one up here. There's also, I got that one exactly, not a problem. The last green before the red. You guys got that? The last green before the red, you want the part of the candle that hasn't been cleared. Like everything that I do is very, very specific that I've taught for the last 15, 16 months together. Because price is going to come all the way here and then turn around. Price is going to come all the way here and then turn around. Because that's what the institutions are after. All right, does that clarify for you, Miss Marie? You're looking for the same pattern on the 5 minute chart. Never traded oil before. It's a little bit different, but it's pretty cool. Like if gold is too fast for you now, if Bitcoin's too fast for you now, US oil's okay. Just kind of learn how it swings. All right. But I like gold just because it's less manipulated as than crypto. But these days it just moves so fast. So if you guys are still brand new, if you guys are still working to be profitable, you don't have to start with you don't have to start with the Porsche. The Ferrari is the US 30. That is way too fast for me. US 30 is the Ferrari, all right? But gold is like the Porsche. And then Euro and USD CAD is like the Hondas and the Toyotas, right? All right. So now that you guys have mastered the ins and outs of this process, And once you mark it out like that, what I do that's going to help you guys not, get out too early like you did earlier, Mr. Willie. Once I get these areas marked out, I keep my eye on the higher time frame, like the 1 hour or the 30-minute, you know what I mean? So once I have these areas marked out, what helps me not jump out of a trade too early is staying on the 1 hour and the 30-minute time frame. So when price comes in here and it's going crazy momentum, as long as I'm on a higher time frame and it hits my green line, I'm going to enter. And then I usually not going to get out until it goes beyond here. Does it make sense, you guys? So that's what staying on the higher time frames can help you guys with. It's not getting shook out of the trades early. So price heads down this way. I'm going to get in on the green line. I stay on the higher time frame. You can go to the lower time frame for candlestick patterns and different confirmations, the stochastic, yes. But once you get in, I usually just kind of keep my eye on the higher time frame unless price comes all the way down to here. You guys understand? So same thing for the other side. I'm going to get in. I'm going to go to the 5-minute. I'm going to look for the stochastic. I'm going to look for the candlestick patterns. I go back to the higher time frame to keep my cool, to not get shaken out of the trade. And then I'm staying in this trade until price kind of breaks this box. All right, that's another tip to help you guys not get shaken out of a trade, not to get tricked out of a trade. No, Mr. Willie, these are the areas for US oils, not right now. Wait for price to come here. Wait for price. I just sent the limits on the chat. That's right, Mr. Daniel. That's right, Mr. Brandon. You guys are learning fast. All right. So that's just another thing that helps me not get too crazy in a trade. All right. What else we got? Any other questions? Anything else that you guys need help with? We did a markup yesterday. It went our way. Thank God. Now I walked you guys through the process of what it takes. And then is there anything else getting you guys stuck? Before we do a run through, anything else keeping you guys stuck? All right. You guys are doing much better. You guys are doing much better. Always. Look, when I first met Daniel, he was like 20 something years old, 21 years old. He was really young, doing 1 lot, 2 lot trades on live accounts. So at the time, that was like one of the few people that I saw live trading big lots. I was really crazy back then, 16, 20 lot trades. That's how I started. I was mentoring some kids and I saw them do it. And so like that was my normal. And then I met Daniel and he was doing 1 lot, 1.5 lot. And I thought it was really cool because he was only 21. And we've been friends ever since. And now he's part of our team and can't wait for him to help you guys with some trainings when y'all come to Texas. When y'all come to Texas. All right. Yeah, I was going crazy back then. 27 years old, no kids. I was making a lot of money slanging electricity. The kids that I was mentoring, they were going crazy. So I thought 20 lots was the norm, right? If they could do it, I could do it. That was the wrong attitude to have. All right, so if you guys have no questions, all right, we are going to show you guys something else. So I don't use it regularly, but I have used it before. It's totally up to you guys, okay? So I have different settings on my phone, but it's kind of similar to the stochastic, but I use the RSI on the 15 minutes on my phone. And so this is just something extra. You don't need to add this right away if you guys are still having this um mastering this part of the strategy. That's why I kind of take it slowly with all of you guys. But on the 15-minute chart, as another part of the confirmation, I can't give you all of Kobe's moves the first day, right? But when price is near 72, very specific number, 72, I have it on my phone. That's another confirmation on the 15-minute chart that's going to help me with my sell. And then for a buy, it's 27. That's another confirmation that helps me with my trades, right? So you guys don't have to do this right away. This is just because now some of you guys are a little more advanced. This is just another thing that I've used over the years to help me with some of my entries. So after you guys do the 4 hour, 1 hour, 5 minute, after you check the stochastic, you guys can also use the RSI on the 15-minute just as an extra confirmation. Okay. This is less important than the 5-minute stochastic. You guys understand? This is just something else that I've used over the years to help me get better, to help me enter big lot trades with confidence. 72 on the 15-minute for a sell, and then 27 on the 15-minute for a buy. All right. You guys don't have to add it right away. Just something else that I used over the years to help me with my confidence to enter the trades. Every single one of you guys are going to find different things that are going to help you enter the trade. Let's see. Let me check the setting real quick. Yeah, just the general RSI. All these cell phones is crazy, like how much technology we have. Just one of the things that I figured out on my phone. Yeah, just the basic 14 RSI, and then 72 for the sells, 27 for the buy. I don't know how I figured that out. I was just losing my butt off my first 2 years, and I was just trying different random stuff. I did learn this stochastic thing from where I met Daniel. So even though that was a bad experience, I picked up a good part to help me with my entry. So it's funny how the world works, but that's how everything works in your life. God's going to put you through different things. It's not going to make sense right away. You're going to lose. You're going to get, talked crazy. People are going to talk down about you. But listen, you're going to pick up different things as long as you stick to that dream over your life, right? As long as you stick to, whatever you want to accomplish for you and your family. Like I got, sold this dream from network marketing of six figures a month when I was 25 years old, right? They sold me this dream. I went to all the conferences, and that just kind of always stuck with me when I was younger. Does it make sense? And for about 2 years, 3 years, working really, really hard, selling electricity, I made really, really good money, but I didn't get to 100,000 a month, right? But I cold recruited this guy driving a Ferrari. And at the time, I wasn't really, saved or nothing like that. I cold marketed him at the club. He was driving a Ferrari. I was on fire, selling an electricity company. He ended up being like a top earner in this coffee deal back in 2012. But something he trained me on, it really stuck with me. If you have a goal financially, and if your current business or situation, you're not able to hit that goal, it's okay to adapt. It's okay to adjust. It's okay to, clearly he was trying to get me to come to the coffee thing, but it was still sound advice. All right. So I met him outside of a club. He had a Ferrari. He ended up being a top earner in this coffee company. And he taught me that. And so after 3 years, like I had this goal, 100,000 a month. The conventions and all the conferences I went to, they sold me this dream. And that was just my goal, right? And so I didn't really get there through my network marketing. I was still doing really, really well. But that's why I started investing into different things like crazy. And because, I invested into these kids that were my mentees, I hit that number, when I was like 28 years old through trading plus my network marketing business, right? And so for you guys, same thing. As long as you stick to whatever it is you guys want to accomplish for you and your family, as long as you stick to that dream over your life, the rest of it is just making adjustments. It's just adapting and learning new skills. That's all it is. But really hang on to what you guys want to do, and we'll get you guys there. So trading is like the most powerful thing in my experience, in my opinion. There's thousands of people here in Dubai for this conference, like the top producers, the top traders, the big companies behind all the trading. And I'm just always learning. I'm always trying to get better. But this past week was a really good experience for me. So for you guys, the dreams that you guys thought were dead are coming back to life, and really just go after it. Whatever God is asking you to do, he's really just trying to get your attention right now. You've been dealing with some losses, you've been dealing with some negative situation in your jobs, whatever it might be. He's just trying to get your attention, right? And if you guys just kind of focus and do some of these things, you're going to get to that destination. Like you want to go full time, you want to quit your 9 to 5, you want to, take care of your family and do all these things. It's never been easier through something like trading. Like it's a lot of other stuff. There's rent, there's overhead, right? In network marketing, you have to recruit thousands of people. Nothing wrong with that. But trading is just you versus your phone. So, I just kind of wanted to touch on that here today as well, to really just focus on whatever that is for you. And the strategies here, we'll go over week after week, right? So I didn't want to leave you guys with no sauce today. Last week we went over the 3 consecutive candles on the 4 hour. the green and red candle on the daily. We'll talk about that again some other time. But just use, this is the settings for stochastic. Yes, 833. I learned that from a deal that I met Mr. Daniel at. And even though I lost a lot of money, I picked up that part of my strategy from that deal. So everything always makes sense when you look back. When you're down and you're negative and things just aren't clicking and things just aren't going your way, you don't understand, but it's always gonna make sense later. And then the RSI is just another confirmation. You guys don't have to do that right away, but it's just something that I picked up along my journey to help me go full time. Right? So sometimes yeah.
So right now on that oil, the way you got it set up right there, we are waiting
Yes.
on that to either come down and touch the 5 minute or to go up and touch the 5 minute.
That's
Whichever
right.
one.
That's right, Pastor.
Okay. And once it does, then it's in our zones.
That's it.
Okay.
You're gonna get this.
I'm getting it, girl. I'm getting it.
Yeah, so Miss Marie, change the settings right here. Go next to your stochastic thing, and you see this there's a hexagon thing right here. And then you change your settings for the stochastic 833. All right. Any other questions, you guys, before I get you guys out of here? All right. Well, I'll be looking at signals tonight. Now you guys understand the process. I'll let you guys know if I see any setups here for London for gold. Talk to you guys in the chat, and I'll see the rest of you on Wednesday morning. And our New Jersey event, New Jersey, you guys, is going to be March 14 and 15. You guys can invite your friends, invite your, whoever wants to trade, whatever, they can come and learn March 14th and 15th. There's no right settings, but it makes it more precise and helps your entries as opposed to. See, my urchins, Daniel, Leo, Mark, my urchins. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, that's what this is for. Okay. The RSI is just another confirmation for your entries.
Oh.
I use it on the 15-minute chart. You just click on the 15-minute time frame here, Ian, and the settings are kind of already here. 72 helps me confirm my sell. 27 helps me confirm my buy. No problems. This is why you are here. Man, people have been blowing me up with questions, and like I just haven't had time to get back to them because now I'm focused on you guys. So if people want the sauce, they gotta contribute. All right. All right, everyone got that? That's good. I will talk to you guys in the chat group.
Oh, thanks, Coach SK. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Anytime, Mr. Darren. Let's get it.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it, Bunny.
Let's go, Brandon. We need you.